It would be nice if I could sit, though.
Wow, isn't that a big long bow? Oh, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before. A certain learning and sophistication.
Let's see. Let's see if this works. Oh, stop it. No, please go on.
What was that? Some kind of joke? If it was, it wasn't funny. I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern?
I'll be going now.
All right. See ya.
Yeah. The cup is clean, gosh dang it. I know, right? Alright, it is time for the election. So let's see how this goes. See if Galerius can get his pathing going here. Good grief. Must clean more. I know, right? Galerius, what the heck, Galerius? Where are you going, dude? Dude. NPC pathing at its worst. I know he listens with their ears. Yeah, I don't know why he's walking into the wall, but... Alrighty. Pathing is hard, you guys. I know, right? This isn't gonna start until Galerius shows up. We're gonna go over here and stand in Domitius' spot.
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and late nominee Gallus Galerius Helva. Marcus Malleolus Gurges withdrew his candidacy earlier today. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius.
Galerius. He saved the life of my dear friend Fabia.
Dacius.
Galerius.
Virgil.
The man who put a stop to the threats I've been receiving. Galerius.
Ulpius.
Galerius, the man who saved my life.
Rufius.
The man who treated my rheumatism. Galerius.
No.
Citizens, you have made your decision. Your new magistrate is Gallus Galerius Helva.
What?
It has been decided. Magistrate Galerius, would you like to make a brief address?
I just want to say, this isn't something I ever wanted. Now that you put your trust in me, I'm going to do everything I can not to let you down. I'll need some time to put together a list of the changes I want to make around here. But I promise you, there will be changes. My first order is that Dooley is to be freed. Horatius, release him from his cell immediately. Please. Wait, do I need to say please? I suppose not. That's it. You can all get on with your day. Nothing else to see here. Move along.
So it seems Domitius is potentially the one who causes the issue at the end of the day.
It gladdens my heart that Galerius set poor Dooley free. I will cherish this moment. Fortune smiles on you today, Julius. Magistrate Galerius here has ordered your release.
You're going to let me out of here?
Yes, the
Sorry
plaque
it
is
took
in
so
there.
long, my friend. And it wouldn't have happened at all if it wasn't for a newcomer. So be sure to offer your thanks when you can.
I will. I will. Thank you, Galerius. I'm so happy.
And we
I'd love
actually
stay and
talked to
chat,
Galerius
but I've got a lot of
before.
work ahead of me. Why don't you go to the baths? Then tell Georgius I said you could have some new clothes. Then I want you to go home and rest. I'll speak with you soon, Dooley.
Liberator.
Hello? I'm Dooley. Magistrate Galerius said I should thank the newcomer. Are you the newcomer?
Can I move my camera, please? This is horrible. Good grief. Welcome back, perchance. But yes, we've spoken to Dooley previously and asked him about the plaque. And he said he would give it to us when he can get out. But he didn't want to give it to us before because it makes him happy. And then when he gets out of the cell, he would be happy anyway. And then he could give us the plaque to make sure that we're happy too.
Oh, sorry. I don't remember things so good. But thank you. You're a big helper. I was locked up, but they let me out again. I'm so happy.
You're welcome.
You can have my shiny plaque if you want, and maybe you can help me find my treasure. My friend Hannibal used to look after me, and he said he always would. But then he died. But before that, he told me if anything ever happened to him, I had to find something very precious.
I did.
What was in there? Was it gold and pearls and shiny things? Do you think you could share some with me?
No, but I learned some very important things in there. And I think they might help us even more.
I'm confused. Hannibal said it was a precious secret. It's not a treasure.
It is precious, just not in the way we thought.
Oh, alright. I trust you. Oh, look over there. Something shining. Is it treasure? Maybe it is treasure. I can see it from myself. So pretty. And it's just lying out here in the open. Maybe
Alright, so we finally have the Greek plaque.
maybe no one will mind if I just take it.
Are you just gonna stand there, Dooley? What you doing, buddy? Alright, so we have the plaque. So we can go up here to the bluff. I still don't know what the other two endings are. Because, like, this one is obviously an ending. Is one of them just to, like, abandon Scintilla? Or maybe it's to call out Sentius and be like, bruh, you screwed up. I don't know. I do not know. Run! Yes, we're doing the big run. We're doing the big run. Alright, we're gonna save. Because I don't know what's gonna happen when I place this plaque, but...
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Dang it! Ah, alright. So maybe it's Dooley. Maybe it's Dooley. Who knows? I certainly don't. Either way, now we gotta leg it. All the way across the everywhere. So that we can get back to the... Oh no, Virgil! Virgil! That's the first time that we've actually seen somebody get shot. Main goal, run. Yes. It might not have been Dooley. It's possible. I also think that it's just inevitable that somebody's gonna do it. Because, like, everybody has some sin that they can commit. Right?
Salve, friend. Mind telling me who you are and what you're doing with that bow on your back?
I'm Cherney, and I need you to take care of some things urgently.
Oh, sounds serious. I'm listening. Yulia? Oh no. Alright, I can do that.
Ooh, we got a new one. Rufius has been threatening Virgil.
Poor Virgil. Poor Rufius too, I guess.
So we're taking care of the Hemlock. We are taking care of Virgil and Rufius at the same time. We are taking care of Fabia and the assassin.
Alright, let me see. Stop Fabia going in, but send the new arrival to the empty shrine. Understood.
Tell Malleus you know his real name is Quinticus, thanks to Claudia, and that Nero sends his regards. Then tell him to withdraw from the election and release his debt bondsman.
What? Are you... You're serious, aren't you? I doubt Domitius will let me talk to him, but I'll make sure he passes on the message.
That's it. Go as fast as you can.
But once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Go, go, go! Run! Listen. Listen. Also, hello. Welcome to Tantalus. My man has so many assignments. It's like being an intern, right? Right? Alright. So... I'm gonna try for that flower one more time. We're also gonna talk to her. Talk to this poor lady.
Attack or pursue the stone that always returns. Just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls. But it does not notice the crowds that come.
So this particular quest I find really interesting. It has almost no bearing on the story at all. But it eases her heart. So it's a quest that can be completed solely to ease the suffering of one person. So why not?
Say it. Speak its name. Then it is true. I was right. I thought I saw it, but when the rest of them could not, I kept thinking I must have gone insane. I had to tell myself it was true over and over again, until I wasn't sure if I was deceiving myself. I must apologize if my words seem cryptic. I'd found comfort in reciting the Metamorphoses by our great poet Ovid. He gives such an uncanny description of this place. I cannot help but wonder if he himself came here. Would you like to hear it?
No, we've already heard it, but...
I understand. Such things are not for everyone. But I thank you nonetheless. and now we share a secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my shoulders. Thank you, friend. I think I should rest.
Alright, we will go get the flower, or try to get the flower one more time. I don't know if there is a good ending for Galerius and Equitia. I don't know. I don't know. But I think no matter what we do, somebody is going to break the rules. It's just a matter of when. Also, I assume that Galerius is aware that Malleolus has two different colored eyes. So once he has the note from Nero, maybe it's a philosophical point though. That's no matter what, somebody is going to be a jerk face. Yeah. Potentially. Alrighty. Ulpius is finding out that he is free. Speak his name. Ooh, which one should we say? Which one should we say? Pluto, we're in Rome. But we have learned through the course of the game that the Romans built on the home of the Greeks, who built on the home of the Egyptians, who built on the home of the Sumerians, which is why there are 4 plaques. I wonder what happens if we say nothing. Pluto? Y'all are ready for Pluto. We can say Pluto. Nothing. Purple Kara's like, all of them. Choose all of them. Alright. We did save right outside the shrine, so... It's also possible that it doesn't matter. Ah, maybe we have to speak them in order. Yeah, because now we're in Egypt. With Anubis. And now we're in Sumeria. Also, like, look at these doors. Right, thank you for that. No. No. Alright. Alright, y'all. This is the major spoilers. This is the major spoiler zone. Because it says the White Hallway. I can only imagine this is what they're thinking about. So if anybody wants to play through this and get the stuff... Yes. Oh, jeez. Alright. Alright. I can't do that, Dave.
And here you are. Allow me to introduce myself. As you have already gathered, I've been known by many names. Nergal to the Sumerians, Osiris to the Egyptians, Hades to the Greeks, and Pluto to the Romans. But the one constant through it all has been my title, God of the Underworld. And I've been watching you with curiosity, mortal, ever since your arrival. You're unlike the others, aren't you? And what is more, you carry a weapon that was never intended for mortals to wield, and you do it so brazenly. But there will be time for your reckoning later. First, as a reward for undoing the desecration of my obelisk, I will allow you to satisfy your curiosity. Ask what you will.
I love that we get the same 3 questions that we've had for everybody. What is your story?
My story is many thousands of years long. You will need to be more specific. What do you wish to know?
You're a god.
It is a matter of perspective. God is a label I was given by you mortals, not one I gave myself. Your ancestors revered me because to them, my knowledge and technology made me incomprehensibly powerful, just as you might seem so to an insect. But despite all that, there are rules even I must obey.
Why do you look and sound like a man?
My kin and I all adopted this form long ago, so that we might better understand and communicate with your kind. In time, we grew fond of the sensory delights it affords. Desire, joy, ecstasy, even rage and sorrow, while an acquired taste can be addictive.
May I see your 2 form? Who is the woman on your left?
This is my beloved. Like me, she has been known by many names. Ereshkigal to the Sumerians, Isis to the Egyptians, Persephone to the Greeks, and Proserpine to the Romans. Or perhaps you might know her as the goddess of springtime, the cycle of life and renewal. Your gaze lingers too long.
Thanks. Who is on your right?
That is my servant. You would have met by the river, though she wears many faces and goes by many names. Kumutabal to the Sumerians, Kirti to the Egyptians, Charon to the Greeks, and Charon to the Romans. Her role is to ferry souls between the mortal world and this one, and to make their transition as seamless as possible. For that, she earned herself the infamous, if erroneous, moniker, the Ferryman. You will talk more later. For now, ask your questions.
May I see your true form?
No. Long ago I swore to Persephone that I would remain in this form for as long as we remained among your kind. I must honor that.
Interesting. Also, I definitely have a smartphone gaming addiction.
As you wish.
What is this place?
It has come to be known simply as the Underworld, and it exists because of a wager I made long ago.
What was the wager you made?
That is a long story, one that began over 3,000 years ago and continues to this day. You see, long ago my kin and I set out from our home on Elysium to search for other forms of life among the stars. We discovered your planet and witnessed your kind evolving from primates into something lawless and barbaric. You all but destroyed yourselves, your 2 short lives being extinguished by violence and ignorance and disease. Yet Proserpina saw raw potential in you, and persuaded the rest of us it would be squandered without our intervention and stewardship. So we revealed ourselves to your people in a place called Sumer. We offered guidance in agriculture, toolcraft, and law, and you called us gods. For a time you flourished, but soon you were too many for us to oversee. And as you spread from that cradle of civilization, we saw something disturbing. We had sown the seeds of dependency and confusion, and soon you returned to your old ways of violence and ignorance, this time in our name. My kin had seen enough, and gave up on your kind, condemning you as barbaric and chaotic, scarcely more than animals. We began preparations to return to Elysium, our home world, a utopia unspoilt by conflict and unimaginable in its beauty. But my Proserpina could not bear to abandon your kind without guidance, and knowing it would force the rest of us to leave her behind, she made an extraordinary sacrifice. She gave up her immortality to descend permanently to the ranks of humankind. And so she began her inescapable trajectory toward death. Horrified, I acted swiftly. I placed her in suspended animation in a deep frozen sleep to prevent age and sickness from claiming her. And then I pleaded with Proserpina's father, who the Romans called Jupiter, to bring her with us to Elysium. It was and is my hope that once there, we might one day learn to undo...
With her father?
...to herself. But he refused. I did everything I could to persuade him, but he would not relent. He would rigidly uphold his final pronouncement. Humans were unworthy of ascension to Elysium, and no exceptions would be made. But seeing that I was aggrieved, he proposed a wager, the terms of which were as follows. If even one human city could prove itself capable of living without sin for a single year, then Proserpina and all of humanity would be permitted to join us in Elysium. My part would be to remain behind, the last of my kind, to watch over you without interfering, and to sit in silent judgment. And so my reward has been to languish here, enduring a 3,000-year winter, waiting for the day your kind proves itself worthy of her faith in you, so that I might take her with me to Elysium and unthaw my goddess of springtime. And here I am, after all this time, still waiting.
Yeah, we love a good monologue, but whew.
There were also gods who, like me, have been known by many names, but perhaps you knew them by their Roman names. Our leader, Jupiter, as well as Neptune, Saturn, Juno, Minerva, Mars, Venus, Apollo, Diana, Vulcan, Vesta, Ceres, and of course, my beloved Proserpina. As the first wave of your kind arrived from Sumer, I had them build a city in their own fashion, so that they might be comfortable and recreate their lives here. I had them build the entrance as a vertical shaft leading to baths, to cleanse them of the sins of their former lives, and to prevent escape. I watched wave after wave of Sumerians arrive, and as their civilization declined over the centuries, they were replaced by Egyptians. Of course, believing themselves to be the superior civilization, the Egyptians promptly built over what had been built before, and made all the same mistakes. After another 1,000 years, the Greeks began to arrive, and then the Romans, and they all did the same thing. They built upon the underworlds of their predecessors, renamed their gods, and ensured their foundations were forgotten.
Interesting. How did you decide who comes
to ensure
here?
the wager was fair, it was important that my subjects were chosen at random. To this end, I had my servant distribute 1,000 tokens fashioned from silver, a rare element at the time, across all of Sweden. Whoever died while in possession of one of them would be located by my servant and ferried to this place, with no memory of how they arrived. As the tokens were discovered, they were traded, smelted, and fashioned into trinkets, and eventually coins, spreading to Egypt like seeds on the wind. Later, when they spread to Greece, they would come to be known as Charon's obol, or as coins for the ferryman. Some placed coins in the mouths of their dead, hoping they would awaken here, though they had no way of knowing which coins were fashioned from the original tokens. In fact, almost all of the tokens are accounted for, only 2 remain. And so after this wave destroys itself, as it is destined to do, your kind will have squandered the last of its potential to ascend beyond this rock, and Persepolis along with it.
How did humans learn about the underworld?
It is a regrettable story. One of the first men who came to this place was a king of Sumer, and a troublemaker. To be rid of him, I returned him to his people, on the condition that my servant erased his memories of this place. But the erasure did not take completely, and he told stories of this place as if describing memories of a dream. His tales were committed to writing, which came to be known as the Epic of Gilgamesh, and his words were twisted and distorted over generations. Later, the Egyptians would adapt Sumer's stories of the underworld, making them wildly intricate and labyrinthine. Their Book of the Dead and Book of Gates bore less and less resemblance to this place, in their priests' pursuit of profit. Then, when the Greeks began to arrive, they proved far more cunning, and in a series of incidents that will not be repeated, 5 of them escaped. A warrior named Heracles, 2 kings named Sisyphus and Theseus, a poet named Orpheus, and a Trojan named Aeneas. They each told embellished tales of this place, how to get here, and how to escape. And so from Sumer to Egypt, Greece to Rome, your kind has always told each other stories about this place, though each story contained only a seed of truth.
Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
Are you responsible for the Golden Rule?
That is merely the name your people have given to it, but yes, it is my doing.
I misjudged. Why turn people into gold?
That is a story dating back to the very first wave. After the Sumerians finished building their city, the self-declared ruler threw a banquet to celebrate. Now this man was unmarried, and many women were vying to become his wife, a prestigious position of power and influence in a new world. Of all the women, 2 were particularly ambitious. Both were beautiful, and both arrived at the banquet wearing eye-catching dresses and painted faces, their hair woven in elaborate fashion. The first woman, recognizing that she would require an advantage to win the ruler's affection, draped herself in jewelry, ornate necklaces, bracelets, and rings fashioned from gold. Seeing this ostentatious display, the second woman grew envious, for she had no such jewelry at her disposal. She prayed aloud to any gods that would listen to cover her in gold, and when her prayer went unanswered, she took matters into her own hands. While the others indulged at the banquet, the second woman summoned the first for a discussion in a quiet place. She checked that nobody was watching, and pushed her rival from the top of the ziggurat, where she broke her neck on the rocks below. But I was watching, and I decided to answer her prayer. I took the golden bow left behind by Diana, and I shot that woman in the heart, covering her from head to toe in a layer of molten gold. and I left her to stand there, that she might serve as a grim reminder of what befalls those who sin in my domain. But that was not enough, for the entire city was tainted by her sin, and the wager could no longer be won. So I had no choice but to wipe the slate clean. I gilded them all, to make way for a new wave, and began the wager again. And to this day, each of them, and all who came after, line the halls of this city, inanimate but conscious, suspended in time with only their sight and hearing preserved, so they may bear witness to and lament the folly of your kind for eternity, as silent golden sentinels.
So you're responsible for destroying all of these lives.
I give your kind a second chance at life, as well as ample warning about my law. And when you disobey, and you always disobey, you force my hand, bringing terrible suffering upon yourselves. And so you ask if I am the one destroying your lives. And I say, no, you destroy yourselves. I am merely the means by which you do it.
Great! There's a superiority complex. Where did these golden bows come from?
When my kin departed, they left behind many relics which I inherited. A consolation prize of sorts. The golden bow originally belonged to one of my kin, who the Romans called Diana. As my collection of golden statues grew, I chose the most ferocious among them, and equipped them each with a duplicate of her bow, and tasked them with hunting down the Forsaken at my behest. They became known simply as Furies.
What do you consider a sin?
I've always considered that the cornerstone of morality is the ability to determine right from wrong on one's own. No attempt to lay out rules like your Code of Hammurabi or your 12 Tables of the Roman Republic can ever cover all possible scenarios. This should come as no surprise to you, since the core principle has been expressed in many forms by many of your civilizations. The Egyptians made a rudimentary attempt with do to the doer to make him do. The Greeks refined it with avoid doing what you would blame others for doing. The Roman Stoics added, treat your inferior as you would wish your superior to treat you. Even the so-called cultists hiding among you often say, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the simplest of concepts, and each one of you is born with the faculties required to apply it to any situation. Yet none of the peoples who expressed this rule were able to uphold it. Curious, is it not?
That principle is not as easy to apply as it sounds. It doesn't seem like you've been upholding it either. I've lived that way my whole life. Lie. Doesn't seem like you've been upholding it either.
Enough. You clearly know nothing.
Yes, probably the first one, but I don't like him. So I sass him. How do you know when people sin?
I'm able to commune with all of the statues in the city. Their ears are my ears, and their eyes are my eyes.
Oh no, we can't say this. Is Prosperina connected to the statues in some way?
If she was still conscious, I suppose she could, but she's not. Why do you ask?
No reason.
Then what an odd question.
I've seen some terrible things here that you didn't consider a sin. How could you let them happen?
Do you plan to speak in sweeping generalizations, or are you going to give me an example?
Suicide, price gouging for life-saving medicine, a scam, debt bondage, experiments on the golden statues, abduction. All of these. Abduction is the one that I want to focus on at the moment. We really don't have time to go through all of these. The debt bondage is a big one. Purple Kara, remember this is the internet and we can't have nice things. But I'm gonna focus on abduction for right now.
Abduction? You mean the magistrate imprisoning his daughter in the cistern, I take it? He did so because she sought to escape. A sin I take particularly seriously.
Interesting.
Better that he stops her from escaping, albeit brutishly, than I have to wipe out this entire city to punish her. Wouldn't you agree?
I disagree, but I think disagreeing with him is going to be a problem. Also, why he sees escaping from the city as a sin, I don't understand.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
We'll do debt bondage, but I don't want to get into like all of this.
You speak of the moneylender. How is that inconsistent with the rule?
He wouldn't want to be trapped in a 30-year labor contract because of a loan.
And he would never have signed a contract pledging his labor for 30 years. All he did was enforce the terms of a contract signed voluntarily by others.
The whole concept of debt bondage, like slavery, is unethical. It's illegal under international law where I'm from.
Ignoring your irritating sense of moral superiority. This is interesting. I'm curious, how do people escape poverty where you're from?
It's customary to take out a loan to buy a house, and in some places to pay for an education.
I see. And how long might it take such a person to repay their debt?
It depends. Typically decades, sometimes their entire life.
I fail to see how your system of loans is significantly different to a debt bondsman signing over his labor for 30 years.
It's not the same thing. I don't know if there's a way that we can get out of this, like, feeling superior in our thoughts.
Supposing you're right, then my law has been broken, and I should turn you all to gold immediately. Is that what you want?
No, of course not. Never mind.
Now tell me, what other sins do you believe I have overlooked?
It's no wonder people say the gods are cruel. This just shows how unreliable and subjective your moral code is. You're no better at judging right from wrong than any human.
Do you honestly think you could do better?
No, but that's my point. Nobody's grasp of right and wrong is so perfect that they can be trusted with all this power. You've become a tyrant.
I should strike you down for that.
If you did, you'd be proving my point.
Now, did you have any other questions before your reckoning?
Let's talk about something else.
Very well.
That's all the questions I had.
Good. Then now it is time for your reckoning.
You're a reckoning.
Only, it seems something is wrong. It has long been within my power to see into the hearts of mortals and weigh their deeds in life. But when I peer into you, I see only a blank slate, as if you did not exist until you appeared in this city. How is this possible? Charon, where did you find this one?
I do not remember ferrying you. How did you come here?
Maybe you're getting forgetful in your old age. I am from the future.
If that is true, then I sense the intervention of someone powerful.
How did you come to be in this time, mortal? Who brought you here?
We cannot know.
Ooh. I was hoping you could tell me. Or I came here on my own. I would like to protect Proserpina as much as I can. Yeah, I was hoping you could tell me.
I do not know. My kin departed long ago, and Proserpina has slumbered for 3,000 years.
Shouldn't you know this as the god of the underworld? I guess that means you don't know everything that goes on down here. Shouldn't you know this? Yeah, so many sassy options here.
Tread lightly, mortal. Enough of this. It seems I will need to put your reckoning on hold for now. But answer this. Why have you come here? What is it you seek?
I'd like to put an end to the Golden Rule. I just want to get out of here. Never mind, I'll be going now. I'd like you to put an end to the Golden Rule.
Your hubris is amusing, so I will allow you to make your case. But I warn you, if you anger me or waste my time with lies or wrong-headed arguments, you face death here. So, tell me, why should I put an end to the so-called Golden Rule?
If you're doing this for love, you should know that Proserpina doesn't love you. How can you expect us to live without sin if you can't do it yourself? The Golden Rule is corrupting this city and ensuring you'll never win the wager. Enough talk. I'm pretty sure that we want to point out the corruption because of the Golden Rule. I think that's going to be our best bet.